Hello and welcomes back everyone, AnthWolf here with even more Pillars of Eternity. Where we last left off, we finally entered the Temple of Wodka, or the ruins of it at least. We're going to take the hood off now. We will keep that though. This is... everyone's wearing kind of necklaces right now. Still only usable by a ranger as well. Sure, why not? Kind of like the intellect. There you go, you can have some more endurance. Actually, it'd probably come in handy for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were in the Temple of Wodka, and we actually found out some things about Aloth. He's also an awakened soul, much like ourselves. So actually, we'll do that first. We'll head over to the Brackenbury Sanitarium. Activate fast mode. And we'll go see if there's anyone there we can speak to concerning his situation. And then I think we'll have a talk with the Juster Cause concerning the man who waits in misery and madness, I believe the quest was. We've been here before, but we never actually unlocked Aloth's quest line. So maybe there's something new to talk about with some people. I wouldn't mind being better armed. Sort of it makes the clients a little nervous. Verna, no. Actually, we'll talk to the head warden first. If anyone we can speak to is probably going to be him.
Hail, traveler.
Oh, the Watcher. What brings you here? Apparently you may have a member of the Leaden Key in your midst. He groans and the stone around him shudders. I could have done without hearing that today. Many have their intrusions been into our affairs. Of course, one can seldom be certain whether they've meddled or whether calamity has struck on its own. But a few of their less skilled infiltrators have been exposed from time to time. They are a perpetual nuisance. Once again, I am reminded of how envious I am of your gifts. I suspect they would have been some use in verifying one's identity. You are at odds with the Leaden Key as well, I take it. They are up to something and I'm trying to determine what. They are always up to something. Of that you may rest assured. If their plots have come to involve you, you have my sympathies. Do you have any idea who this person might be? I suspect it's a patient. Very well, in that case, I would recommend you speak first with our resident animancers. They have frequent interactions with both patients and colleagues. You'll find them up here in the offices downstairs. You will report anything suspicious to me immediately. That is my only request. I don't know how we properly found out that there may have been a Leaden Key member. Maybe it was one of the visions the Acolyte showed us. And I maybe just didn't read in, but the game's obviously promoting that we've discovered this. Does anyone here know anything about awakenings? There's an animant on the lower floor who came all the way from Ruvia to study them. Take the stairs down and look for Bella Sege. Actually, I think we've spoke to her before, but thank you. Oh, this is the place of misery and madness. And this is the guy who waits. Ah, I see. This is an agent and discover his or her plan to see if it holds any clues. The head warden Aether invited me to speak to the animancers in the sanitarium to see if they've noticed anything unusual. Oh well, we can kill two birds with one stone. This is what was his name again? I keep thinking it's Wydron, but that's Wydron's legacy. He's our caravan leader. I've totally forgotten his name.
Gods keep you.
Hello again. How can I be of some use to you? Can you tell me anything about the sanitarium? It's the mission that attracted me here, the treatment of the disturbed. No one else seems to care about them. Here, they've worked wonders for them. I've seen people cured of insatiable hungers and uncontrollable urges. I've seen a crippled walk and a dysphoric smile, all within these walls. The thought that the Duke would put an end to it with a single order, it keeps me up at nights. See, the worst of the patients is locked up below. Oh! Of course, there was a locked room in here, wasn't there? Nans, we've spoke to you before about the scepter. Can I help you with something? Investigating possible Leaden Key activity in the Sanitarium. Have you seen anything suspicious? Oh, I'm afraid I'm too wrapped up in my own research to pay any mind to what else is going on. One of the other animators might know something, though. Thank you. Very well. Oops. Nan said she's been too involved with her own research. Okay. Oh, there's no... Can we get through it? Oh, it's just the painting. Fair enough. I thought it was a door. Nan's helped us. I don't think she might be a member of the Leaden Key, but... I've been wrong before. Was that some screaming I heard just now? I thought I heard some screaming as soon as I came into this area. Nope, it's just creaky floors. I think Balmung, yeah, you're in here. Let's close this door. Don't know why. Don't like the idea of the cage, that's for sure. I'm looking for an expert on awakenings. Ah, that would be me. But the lack of research subjects has made me more of an expert in counting floorboards. I would like to transfer Animanti's success in buttressing pre-awakened souls to soothing those whose souls have already awakened. But I need subjects, and most of the patients here are too broken to produce reliable results. It is a tragedy to have come so far for nothing. You're on luck, I have a volunteer. Gellerod, who is it? Guessing that's a pronouncement of joy. I don't know about this. She grins more broadly still. Don't be silly. The process is perfectly harmless. All you must do is stand in that cage. I beg your pardon. I jest. You Adrian are so uptight. I don't even know what the thing is used for. It belonged to the last occupant in this office, I think. Now they upgrade him to a cell. Again, I jest. So I need you to sit here and try to relax. But don't try too hard. Then you will not be relaxing. Indeed. And you must also wear these. A little cold, but the copper will help conduct your essence. She fastens thick copper bands to Aloth's forehead and wrists. As she ratchets them tighter, his face twitches with suppressed irritation. Now, I will examine your soul through my scope. She reaches into her desk and produces a long chambered tube. Knobs, dials, and small toothed wheels run along the side of the device. It is fitted with Adria lenses cut to different thicknesses and concavities. By manipulating them, I find the angles and densities that allow me to track the anomalies in your soul. How exciting. I've never seen this sort of thing performed. It seems suitably complicated. Does this mean we'll get back to Izmir more? I like that lady. Balmung raises a finger. But first we must find this cunning interloper. You will answer some personal questions while I make adjustments. Sigourney pats Aloth's arm. Don't worry, I'm sure we won't hear any of it. Very well. Balmung holds up the scope to her eye and flicks a knob. To begin, tell me something personal. Try from a time before your awakening. There's nothing to tell. I was just a normal child living in Sifewood. His face is set in a frown, but the rigid edges of apprehension show through nevertheless. Tell me about your parents, Aloth. As you speak to Aloth, you feel your voice like a bell in your chest. It tolls softly, luring him into the mists of his own memory. But it's like he doesn't seem to notice anything, but you feel as if your words are smoothing his essence, untangling its many threads. Aloth closes his eyes. Mother is away most of the time, with the Thane's family, but I always know when she's coming home. Father's bottles accumulate like storm clouds on the horizon. His fits of temper become swifter and more violent. It still shames him, knowing that a hemorrhage to another man supports us better than his labours as a steward. I'm guessing I can guess what that means. This is good. I'm starting to see something. Continue. Tell us about the time you awakened. I am in my 5th year of training. Mother is home. I can let my guard down a little because when she is around, he is only angry with her. But he has heard that I have had troubles casting missiles. That my flame shields are unstable. He is furious that I have failed, and Mother's presence reminds him that he has failed too. The first blow takes me by surprise. One moment I am sweeping the kitchen, the next I am sprawled on the floor, stupidly looking at the flecks of my blood on the tile. His boots, glistening with fresh polish, thud across the floor. He kicks me in the stomach. I curl up to shield my vitals, but it's pointless. Protecting one thing only leaves something else exposed. Still huddled on the ground, I retreat as fast as I can. I retreat until the vision of the kitchen and my own trembling knees is nothing but a pinprick against a field of black. Makiko. He's hypnotizing himself with his old memory. You've got to bring him out of it quickly. I almost have it. This is just a memory, Aloth. It isn't real. Aloth's eyes snap open, but the expression you see in them isn't his. I read about those rattles do you see in the space tricksty your ears. They're real what? They're real enough for ye. Holy hell. That's a difficult thing to say. For me, at least. Belisegi sucks in a deep breath through her teeth. That's it. I'm seeing a shift in his essence. Something spreading and congealing. Keep talking. He seems to respond to you. What brought you here? Cracking bones and voices high in ire. That warm molasses feeling that creeps down your gut when crisis is nigh. Bilfetto, we have flares of totally distinct essence. Now try to get the two of them talking. Aloth, ask Ismail what she's doing. Aloth's face twists in fury. Sticking weed, worming parasite. He bursts into sudden laughter. You'd say the same to your own kindled twig when it betrays ye. Ada grins. Must be hard to avoid knowing when there's a lady in your body the whole time judging you. Good, yes, very good. I can see in two separate patterns of essence. Where he ebbs, the other flows. It's as if the awakened soul fills the spaces that leave him empty. Go on. Ismir, what exactly are you taking from Aloth? Near more than I'm giving. You should ask what I did with old man of his. How the last time he laid a hand on us, I break it in three places. Aloth's head jerks to the side. That wasn't your decision. It's never been your decision. Near was awakening, but now I'm stuck with ye, and damned if I let your ninnying drag us both through the scupper. Ah, very good. I think I've finally got something we can work with. I've tracked Ismail's essence through the exchange. She had a particularly high density index through most of the heated proportions of their argument, and her essence seems to localize most clearly with the lower portion of the subject's left rib cage. That's right around the spleen, which of course means that she is triggered by black bile. No doubt the subject's characteristic melancholy is to blame. Aloth blinks back at you, in the middle of his perturbation. You're not quite sure who's looking out of his eyes. That's utter horseshit. Black bile, is it? They've certainly spat their share. It is a simpler explanation than I expected, all things considered. Belisegi glares at him. Yes, never mind my years of training. I suppose you have a better explanation. You're close. I think Ismail's appearances are related to potential sources of trouble for Aloth. Belisegi carefully scratches her jaw, her gaze darting between you and Aloth. I suppose that could be true. I'll have to check this against other research. Aloth removes the copper bands around his head and wrists. Well and good for you, but what does this mean for me? She frowns at her notes, tapping her cheek with a quill and making a grand show of concentration. Whoever you catch her stealing a glance at you over the pages. I don't think Belisegi really knows. We have a few options here. Let's have a quick read. I like the third option more. Feel free to read these yourself and pause, but I think we'll go with number 3. It seems that Ismail steps in when she determines that you're in danger. It's not clear whether this is a help or a hindrance. From my position, I'd say it's pretty clearly a hindrance. I've got a lot to process. Regardless, thank you for your help, Balmung. He does not look at Belisegi. She sets her notes on her desk and returns to her scope. Well, I hope this has been most useful, as useful to you as it has been to me. I finally have material worth publishing. You'll be the toast of Ruvia, Fender Aloth. His grimace melts into a crooked smile. Aye, advancing the right-rise principle of animancy, just what you've always wanted. As you turn to leave, you catch a darting movement out of the corner of your eye. Belisegi is humming to herself, still occupied with her scope, but Aloth is holding her notes. He's just about to tuck them into his cloak when he catches you watching. He holds a finger to his lips, his eyes wide and imploring. Please, I don't want my personal information published like this, especially not after her nonsense. Ah, come on, Aloth. You get your explanation and she gets her research. That was the deal. He slides the papers back onto the desk, giving you a rueful look. And they're gonna help with explaining this one, scholar boy. So, Ismir's gonna be around for a while, and I'm guessing, oh, the minor adventure was completed already. And spoils it. Oh yes, we've got this chest in the Great Hall we should check out at some point. Anyhows, apart from my bad voice acting, let us look for this man in misery then. We need to continue looking for suspicious activity. Modred, you're still alive thanks to our good graces.
Greetings.
He looks up from his scroll. Oh, by the way, Helic's dead. For good this time. Then I can rest easy. You've done a great service for Animancy, for the Sanitarium. And for me, thank you. Glad to be of help. We can't access this chest. Is there anyone else down here we can speak to? Oh, Ripley. Have we spoke to you before, or have I just totally forgotten about you?
And what does the flame reveal?
I can do that.
Well, we have a chest here. I don't think I've actually been in this room. But the door... Ooh. Oh, hello. I haven't seen these before. Maybe I should have read these. Well, they're all in here. Okay. North Ward patient record. Betixed a pale lady. Subject is female, mid-40s, awakened to a past life as a serial murderer, which now frequently emerges from the soul's dominant personality. Subject facilitates between violence and severe depression resulting from guilt of past deeds. It's a weak candidate for further research. Northport patient record Graham. Subject is male, early 30s, powers of speech absent. presumably as a result of the overfragmentation of his soul. As such, he is the ideal subject for present research. However, experimentation has caused severe pain and induced panic. I have had to enlist aid of the guards in transporting him to more recent procedures. Now, we did read about the guy there purposefully and not speaking. I think it was not speaking. Oh no, he was happily waiting there. Graham, maybe. Northward patient, idle man. The midnight man. Subject is male, mid-20s, displays acute dissociation and paranoid delusional tendencies, causing anger and extreme violence. Dangers of working with the subject preclude possibility of further use in present research. And finally, Northward patient, Uskrim. Male, approximately 17 years of age, omitted for episodes of catatonia followed by occasional violent outbursts. Initial analysis of soul revealed severe fragmentation and essence deficiency. Said deficiency all but eliminates the possibility of utilizing the subject in present research. And we had an update. It seems Cademan Azure was absent from his offense and he's evidently been running some secret experiments. I should take this up with the head warden. Whether or not this is connected to the Leaden Key's operations remains to be seen. Note from Azio. Oh! Ripley. I require more copper tubing for my next experiment. Do not requisition it from the Sanitarium stores. I don't have time to deal with the head warden's inevitable questions. Well, we'll keep that then. Why do you need more copper piping? Or tubing, I should say.
Hail, traveler.
A young Orlan woman traces her fingers along the spines of the books in front of her, row by row. Her motions are quick and skittish like a bird's. She does not notice you until you're nearly upon her. Oh my, you startled me. What are you supposed to be in here? What are you doing? I mostly help Master Anzo set up and clean his equipment. I also keep his office organized since he's too busy to do it himself. If there's nothing else, I need to get back to my work. I'm looking for an expert on awakenings. Okay, and it's telling me about Bella Sege. Okay. Is there anything secret in this room? Nope. Let's check out this final room again. No, it doesn't seem to be anything here. Okay. We'll talk to the statue once again. Looks like someone was trying to get my attention there before. Non-game related, but I'll speak to them after we finish this video. And we're hearing the whispers now. I wonder if that means Durance wants to speak to us once again. Let's have a quick look at the stronghold. No events are pending. How is the barracks? 12 hours.
How do you do?
I found records that Anzo may be running some questionable experiments. Experiments? Cademan Anzo's in charge of patient welfare now. He's not authorized to run any experiments. I am disappointed in Cademan. I'd hoped he would be the one to guide your inquiry. He'll be in his office or in the patient wards. I am granting you immediate access so you can find him. No doubt you'll wish to speak to him further on this matter, and I, for one, am curious to what he might have to say. Tread carefully in the wards. There are a few dangerous cases. I would also ask that you do your best not to agitate the patients. They have enough troubles as it is. And apparently we have a pop-up to interview Graham. I think Graham is the only one who isn't violent from reading those notes. The rest of them have occasional violent outbursts. So we'll talk to all of them, but I may be quick saving before we actually talk to each one, Because obviously I don't want to be killing anyone who has a mental illness. That's just not on. But I'm guessing this is the patient wards then. The head warden says you can go in, but be careful in there. Okay. Feywall. We never read about you. Let's quick save before we... Actually, let's drop a big save in case we mess up entirely. We have a flesh construct. Never thought I'd be taking orders from a talking statue. This construct turns its head towards you and watches you warily. Oh, lockpicks. Sure. Plenty of patience in here. Let's just talk to them. Master Asso said he'd make me better soon. I've been hearing screams in the night. Yeah, I thought I heard screams when I came down here. The children they keep down here. Pure evil in their eyes. They said I can't leave yet. I don't like this place. I don't blame you one bit. Ah, and this is going off somewhere. Okay, we'll talk to the lady who has a unique name here. It only means you have something to tell me. A curved spine twists woman's posture forward, her greasy hair draped over her large eyes like vines. She smiles at you. You must be visiting someone. A friendly visit, I hope. What do you know about Animancer Azo? Oh, I like him very much. Many Animancers could care less about their patients, look at us like vermin for their experiments, but Master Azo treats us like humans, even the very sick. You can tell he does this to help people. He helped me understand a great deal about myself, and I know he's done the same for others. It's too bad what they did to him. He hides it well, but I know he's still affected by it. What do you mean? What happened to Azo? Or Azo? Her eyes dart back and forth and her voice lowers just above a whisper. They don't like to talk about it, but there was an accident. He was said to be the brightest in Deerwood, and that his reputation here and that was what brought me to seek treatment. People say it was ego that drove him to try and solve the legacy, but that's hogwash. Even if he was a bit of a showman, he loves his homeland. He thought he could help. He wasn't one to speak of his work, suspected his colleagues might have tried to steal it, but he's told me once that he had figured out a way to create a soul. Not a soul exactly, mind you. How did he put it? A proxy, I think he called it. Had some sort of machine that drew energy out of the very ether. Can you imagine? The point is, it was going to help the legacy. It was going to make Hollowborn into something easier to love and care for. Gods know that's something we need. Did you know that what they call those empty little babies on Ondra's gift? No, tell me. They call them boys, because so many of them are found floating face down in the water. These are mad times. Anyway, Master Azo has scheduled a public demonstration of his work in Copper Lane. He was so excited. And then the next day he was locked in his office, turning away visitors, I heard, and he stopped seeing patients. I don't know exactly what happened, and I don't have the heart to ask him, but I'm glad they're letting him treat people again. Do you know where I might find him? I think I've seen him around today. Have you checked the laboratory? It shares a wall with his office, and he's been spending most of his time there lately. Laboratory wall to his office. Maybe spinning wall? Maybe. Have you seen any patients here acting unusually? Well, there's Bad Istka, who relives a murder she had committed more than 5 lifetimes ago. Idle man, of course. They say only has half a soul, and who who was found collecting the faces of others because he believed his own to be a false one. Graham, he speaks in a language no one understands and wails at night sometimes. Different from their normal behaviour, I mean. Well, yes, I suppose, but nothing they didn't volunteer for. Master Azo lets us know that a number of patients in the North Ward had volunteered for a new therapy and would be escorted to his laboratory to receive treatment. The North Ward has our most troubled cases. I'm glad some of them have chosen to get help. It seems to me it's gotten quieter over there since it started. It's Graham I see them taking in the most. He struggles, but he was always a bit of a wild one. Would I be able to visit the North Ward? They like to keep them separate. I don't know that I've ever seen the gods allow a visitor, just Master Azo. You might be able to ask him, he's very sympathetic. Anyway, yeah, why are you in here, Phalol? I don't want to say. You'll think less of me. You can tell me. I'm going crazy too. You shouldn't tease. No one in here can help what they are. I know, I've tried. These last few years haven't been kind to me. They haven't been kind to anyone, really. I try not to think of it as personal. I lost my husband and both boys in the Saints' War. My daughter, the legacy, took her before she was ever mine. I made do. What else can you do? I moved into a tiny place in Ondra's gift. Got by mending clothes and on the kindness of strangers when I had to. But I was surviving and the gods were watching over me. I could live with that. Then one day this noblewoman comes in. Wants this fancy gown fixed. Gorgeous thing, the shade of blue I've never seen before. Only I had. I looked at it and it reminded me of something. I had what they call an awakening. I remembered being a noblewoman myself in another life. People doting over me. Men doting over me. Me. The best food and the most beautiful home. All the things you'd never dare to dream of, they were all mine. It was poison knowing that. All those things I had that I'll never have in this life. It did something to me. My food started to taste rotten, and the walls of my little room seemed to close in around me. I stopped being able to sleep in my own bed. So I came here. It was that I'd break into an estate and start ordering servants around. It seems like such a silly thing to worry about. You don't have to tell me, but I can't get past it, and I start to wonder, did the gods choose this life for me? And if so, what terrible thing must I have done to deserve it? That's awkward, but yeah. Maybe you'll get there again one day. If not in this life, maybe in another. The strange part is, I think that even the best won't be good enough for me anymore. I think it must have gotten to that point when I was that noble lady. Oh well, that's kind of sad. Farewell, Phaol. It was kind of sad how these patients, I wonder if all of them have awakened and to see things in their old lives which caused them to bring themselves here, or be brought here basically. I think we'll end the video here. I'm quite interested to continue. We're in here in the Sanitarium. But I think there's going to be a lot more talking involved. Looks like there's quite a few rooms. Actually, there's a room here I missed as well. But when we come back, we'll look for this laboratory and this Master Azo. Let's have a look at the quest here. Azo's own record showed that he sometimes forced patients to undergo experiments even when they were unwilling. One patient from the North Ward, Graham, was a frequent test subject. Graham may be able to shed some light on whether Azo has been working with the Leaden Key. And Phaol, the lady we just spoke to there, mentioned that Kajim Azo is the only one with access to the North Ward. So okay. See, when we come back, we'll look for this Cademan Azo. We'll also continue exploring the patient's wings here, just to see if there's anyone else interesting we can speak to and maybe learn a bit about ourselves. So, this has been AnthWolf, and I hope you've all enjoyed this episode, and I hope you all take care, and I'll see you for more Pillars of Eternity in the next video. Till then, bye bye now.